This is how I do it myself. Dodge Dakota 01. Problems with their windows, engine assemblies here. Crunchiness and no window. So what happened is motor assembly, it has a cable in there and it gets frayed and it gets old, and these are pretty common to break. What I'm gonna show you how to do is replace this. Screw here. There's a screw here. And they're Torx. And then you got two, should have two down here. One regular, no, that's a Torx. No, that's a Phillips. I'm missing one. Okay, so for this door handle, it has this flat piece. You just jam a flat head in there, pop it out, and then you'll be able to see the Torx. Okay, now that I got the screws off, straight up has hooks. This is this plastic area that has this gum type of adhesive in there. Attachments to the handle. You don't want to pull these attachments, pop them out. If these are too hard to pop with your fingers, pair of pliers or something. There's one, and there's two. Pull these up, push the plastic down, and release the door. And then there's a couple wiring spots. I got a tweeter here. Take that off. What's left down here, two electrical pieces. Push in the tab and pull it out. And gently pull that door off. I don't know if it's gonna rain tonight, and I don't have time to finish this tonight, so if you're stuck with an open window, come down and gently find the bottom of the window enough to where you can pull it up. Sometimes you have to roll the window up and down to get it to do this. So I'm popping the button controller out so I can plug it in directly, because I can't get this window up right now. It's really jammed in there on the bottom, so these cables get frayed in here. All right, we're halfway up. There we go. For tonight is just pull this up into the well, and I'm gonna put a little piece of tape there to hold it up so it doesn't fall down overnight. I broke off one of the clips that goes in the door, so on these parts, probably some epoxy actually, and fix them. This one broke off this far side here, so thank you. Permanent bond. Here's the new part. It's a windows regulator front. I think it's 30, 40 bucks. In China. The piece that holds the window up, which is gonna be this. And then there's the part of the motor, other part of the regulator here. And it looks like they're all 10 millimeter. We get this bad boy off. Okay, we gotta remove this electrical plug before we remove the old regulator. But you gotta release this first, click down, boom, push this while you pull here. I'm gonna put that aside. And now we're gonna go ahead and take these screws out, the regulator. All right, guys, so what I did now is I took the new regulator out of the box, and I'm just looking at the parts, making sure that they match. They should be on the same angles, same schema, tapped holes in the threads and everything. I did notice that there is an added lift here to hold the cradle to the window. So I'm gonna pop this off here and put it on the new one. All right, it was just two 10 millimeter bolts like the rest of this assembly. And I transferred that holding component for the window onto the new regulator. I connected the button panel and the new power button and test it. As you can see, the motor works when I push on the window up and down, and we're ready to install. So yeah, I just wanted to point out, when you're getting this prepped to be installed, some of these screws you can put in the assembly already in the regulator, because they're just gonna slide over, right? So if I look at this, the configuration here, I got 3 bolts in my truck, 3, 1, and 2. So I'm gonna put in 1 and 3 because they're gonna slide right in. That'll help me seat it in easier. And then number 2 is gonna make it final. We got the screws in here ready to go. I'm gonna get this inside tricky getting this in, but easier to get the motor in first and then a long piece. Don't forget to feed your electrical out before you get this motor up. And then you're just gonna kind of guide this up into those holes. This motor first. And there you see 1 and 3, and there's 2. So I'm just gonna leave that there and work on getting this into place. Just gonna hand tighten this to keep it here and double check everything looks square before I crank it on. So I think what I'll do now is turn on the motor and get it to drop down so I can see and kind of guide the window down. That way it's not falling or missing the catch up there, and plus I can't really get my hands in there. So I have the new electrical here. So what I'll do is I'll connect that, it snaps in, put this lock on, and then in this case I slid it off this little tiny mount back. I'm just going to slide it back into place. Good to go there. My button assembly put back on here. And if it's off at all, I would like to leave a little bit of wiggle room in case it needs to be adjusted. I can see that the threads here are off, so this will have to come over to the left a little bit. Get my ignition on for my electrical and move this down slowly. Make sure it doesn't interfere with cabling or anything. Here's the window catch here. I'm going to take the tape off the window, guide the window down carefully. Just hold it on the top. Let it come down until you can catch it here. There it is. Now I can align it with the catch. Clean the window real good, and then I put a folded piece of Gorilla Tape or duct tape just to thicken it up. Now I'm gonna jam it down into this track. Rubber mallet to tap the top of the window to get this overlapping clip to come down and tighten up here. You know, use the rubber mallet to pound it down into place here. Nice and gentle. Window all the way up, tight, all the way down. Ready to go. So I'm just gonna tighten them all up here. Just make sure everything's tight. Go here. Third screw in on this engine side. Now I'm gonna take this button power off, connect the cables. So it's going to be these two guys here, 1 and 2, into these. There's one. You snap it in the hole, and then the snap. There we go. Okay, I got my cabling. I got my tweeter. I got my door lock connected there. In and down. Now it's ready for the screws. Clip in the front here. So you pull it back, push it forward, and then it'll tap here. Good to go. I'm gonna test everything real quick before I put the door back on. Here's some power. And there we go, baby. One fixed window. There's my lock. There's my door. All set.
This is how I do it myself.